12 biggest mysteries of the ancient Egyptian Sphinx. Egypt, the country of pharaohs and pyramids, never ceases to fascinate travelers with its rich culture, mystery, and medieval monolithic sculptures. Do you know what the oldest and most giant known sculpture is on the planet? Well, it's the Great Sphinx of Giza. Well done if you guessed correctly. Are you guys interested in knowing more facts like this? Watch the full video to learn more about the Great Sphinx of Giza. The Great Sphinx of Giza is the world's most giant single sculptured statue, measuring 73 meters long, 20.21 meters high, and 19 meters wide. The Great Sphinx of Giza is an imposing statue with the body of a lion and the head of a human, and it's one of the most mighty landmarks that has hundreds of thousands of viewers utterly in awe. This huge Egyptian antique is said to be the world's oldest and largest known sculpture, carved out of a single block of the surrounding limestone bedrock. The Sphinx of Giza is one of man's oldest, largest, and most importantly, most mysterious structures. The Sphinx is a veritable treasure trove of esoteric history and information thanks to its rich mythology, murky origins, and purported ties to planets beyond our own. Here are a few facts about the tall desert dweller that you might not have known. Number 1. The secret chamber of the Great Sphinx. Simpson continued by noting that the Sphinx originally had 3 steles in front of it. The Dream Stele, erected by King Thutmose between 1479 BC and 1425 BC and still standing. The Sphinx, built by King Thutmose between 1479 BC and 1425 BC. The other 2, built 2 centuries later by Ramesses the Great, were moved to the Louvre Museum in Paris, and nothing has been said about them since. He then stated that the discovered photos of the 2 missing steles in a book by Howard Weiss in 1837. A sphinx stands on top of a pedestal with Ramesses the Great standing beside and making an offering. The sphinx is perched over what appears to be a gateway. There is apparently a gateway beneath the sphinx on the Dream Stele that backs it up. He told the Daily Star about it, and according to Howard's book, excavators discovered a gateway between the sphinx which could have pointed to a hole beneath it. I believe there is something beneath there. There are numerous tunnels beneath the Giza plateau, he stated. Egypt's Ministry of Antiquities has yet to confirm or deny Simpson's assertions. It could be one of the most significant discoveries made on the Giza plateau in recent years if approved. Number 2. The Great Sphinx of Giza is not technically a sphinx. In any case, it's not a conventional sphinx. Although greatly influenced by Egyptian and later Mesopotamian legend, the ancient Greek representation of the sphinx consisted of a lion's body, a woman's head, and a bird's wings. Technically, Giza's male identifying landmark is an androsphinx. The absence of wings further complicates its accepted classification. Number 3. The sculpture had a few different names in its early days. This discrepancy helps explain why the ancient Egypts did not initially refer to the giant beast as the Great Sphinx. It's alluded to as a statue of the very mighty Khepri in the Dream Stele inscription from around 1400 BC. Thutmose IV dreamed that the god Horem-Akhet Khepri-Re-Atum appeared to him and disclosed that he was Thutmose's father, and that if Thutmose removed the sand surrounding the statue, he would become ruler of all Egypt. Following this event, the figure was dubbed Horem-Akhet, which translates to Horus of the Horizon. The Sphinx was given numerous names by medieval Egyptians, including Bathtub and Bilhor. If you're enjoying the video so far, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Number 4. No one is sure who created the Sphinx. The Great Sphinx of Giza is a magnificent achievement that, amazingly, no one took credit for. Even today, despite clear evidence of the statue's antiquity, modern scholars disagree on which ancient Egyptian pharaoh erected the landmark. According to popular belief, the Sphinx appeared during the reign of Khafre during the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom, giving the statue a birth date in the vicinity of 2500 BCE. The pharaoh is credited with constructing the appropriately named Pyramid of Khafre, the second most significant component of the Giza necropolis and the adjacent valley and mortuary temples. The collection's proximity to the Sphinx and the parallels between the Sphinx's face and monuments depicting the pharaoh's appearance lend credence to the theory that Khafre was the one responsible for its creation. However, in the absence of documentation of the Sphinx's age, some academics have advanced the idea that the statue predated Khafre's efforts. Some credit construction to Khafre's father, Khufu, the pharaoh who directed the Great Pyramid of Giza's building, and Khafre's half-brother, Djedefre. Others place the Sphinx far earlier. Water damage to the statue's face and head has led the theory to believe that the Great Sphinx lived during the period of heavy rainfall in the region, putting the statue's origins as early as 6000 BCE. Number 5. Whoever it was, they quickly abandoned the job. Several finds suggest that the Sphinx was intended to be a far more fantastic achievement than what we see now. Large stone blocks, toolkits, and, believe it or not, lunches apparently abandoned midway through a workday were discovered by American archaeologists Mark Lenner and Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass. Number 6. Laborers who constructed the statue ate like kings. Most experts assumed that the individuals who worked to bring the Sphinx to life were members of an enslaved caste. Their meals, on the other hand, would suggest way differently. Excavations undertaken by Lenner revealed that the statue's laborers often dined on exquisite slices of prime beef, sheep, and goat flesh. Number 7. The Sphinx was once rather colourful. Though it is now indistinguishable from the drab tan of its sandy surroundings, the Sphinx was once completely covered in vivid paint. The face of the statue is still red, with hints of blue and yellow on the body. Number 8. The sculpture has been buried under the sand for quite a while. Several times throughout its life, the Great Sphinx has been destroyed by shifting sands of the Egyptian desert. Thutmose IV, who would shortly rise to the throne as Egypt's king, was responsible for the first documented restoration of the nearly totally buried Sphinx. The monument was again covered by the 3 millennia that followed. By the 19th century, the statue's front arm had sunk well into Giza's walking surface. It was in the 1920s that the figure was fully unearthed again. Number 9. A few astronomical theories focus on the Sphinx. The Great Sphinx of Giza's riddle has made it more of a central figure in various ideas regarding the ancient Egyptians' magical understanding of foreign affairs. Some academics, such as Lenner, have speculated on the Sphinx's participation, alongside the pyramids of the Giza necropolis, in a vast power-harnessing machine designed to consume solar energy. Another idea popularized, mainly the British author Graham Hancock popularized it, claims that the Sphinx, pyramids, and Nile River are all aligned with the stars of the constellations Leo and Orion and the Milky Way. Number 10. The monument is the oldest, but not the oldest Sphinx. Despite its hazy antiquity, the Great Sphinx of Giza is widely renowned and regarded as the earliest colossal structure in human history. However, it may fall short of the longevity superlative compared to the other sphinxes. Even if the Great Sphinx is dated to Khafre's reign, sphinxes depicting his half-brother Djedefre and sister Hetepheres II are thought to predate it. Number 11. The Sphinx went through a beard phase. The British Museum and the Museum of Egyptian Antiquities, founded in Cairo in 1858, both hold parts of the Great Sphinx's beard, which was finally eroded off the statue's chin. Dobrev backs up his theory by claiming that removing the beard, if it had been connected from the start, would have resulted in hidden damage to the statue's chin. And number 12, the Sphinx's missing nose is not Napoleon's fault. The enigma of the Great Sphinx's lack of a nose has given rise to several myths and theories. The most popular of these legends holds Napoleon Bonaparte responsible for blasting the perturbance away in a fit of military pride. It is an engaging narrative, but the 18th century sketches of the Sphinx show that the statue was dismembered before the French emperor was born. According to historical texts from the early 15th century, a devout Sufi Muslim named Mohammed Sa'im al-Dar defaced the monument to challenge the Sphinx's worshippers' adoration. Soon after, he was lynched. The reason for the Sphinx's construction is still unknown, but some historians and archaeologists believe that the statues were sculpted to guard essential areas. Similarly, the Great Sphinx of Giza was built to protect 3 large pyramids of Giza, namely the pyramids of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. But with that all said, that concludes today's video. Comment your thoughts down below, and as always, subscribe and hit the bell icon, and thank you for watching us here at Just History. We will see you in the next video.